Mo at Courtesy Dodge is hooking us up here at Brandon. We have the 2025 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat Hammerhead all-wheel drive in Night Moves exterior, in black hammerhead gray interior. This is a beast on wheels. The mad scientists have went crazy with this 6.2 liter supercharged Hemi because you're getting 710 horsepower. Hell, the 0 to 60 is at 3.5 seconds. But for some odd reason, everyone's forgot about this beast. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm gonna talk about some pros and cons and compare this against the competition. As I'm explaining the exterior, the interior, we're gonna take it for a drive so you can see the performance and explain the custom preferred package. Starts off with 7.8 inches of clearance. 5 functional LED projected headlights with LED daytime runnings. The black grille, it's the performance style with the performance lower splitter. The bonnet, you get the hood extractors, and that satin black painted hood is because we have the custom preferred package 2XC. The lower gets the front parking sensors, and it's all opened up for the supercharged Hemi. Now put this into content for a second before we really go into specs. If you're thinking about a BMW M going into like an X5, you're not gonna get a third row variant. The 0 to 60 in this is basically right at the same time. Top speed around 180 miles per hour. This goes against an RSQ8. And you're saving at least $40,000. That's a detuned Lamborghini Urus engine, more or less. Go against AMG, it's the same thing. So that's what you're getting, and housed underneath the hood is truly the recipe that makes a huge difference in the auto world, because it's a 6.2 liter supercharged Hemi V8 SRT engine producing 710 horsepower and 645 pound-feet of torque. Now the MPGs, you're not gonna be so concerned, but you're getting 12 for the city, 17 for the highway. It's gonna drink fuel, especially if you are taking this on the track, and I would highly recommend you do that. And when you go Hammerhead, Silver Bullet, or Brass Monkey, they're only making maybe 1,000 units of these unique SRT Hellcats. So it is something to be sought off, even though it hasn't been through a refresh for quite a while. Maybe this is a reason why people have forgot about this beast. With Pirelli P0s, this is a 295, 45, 20 on all 4 corners. Brembo brakes with a 2-piece front rotor, 6 pistons in the front, vented slotted rotors, and 4 pistons in the rear, adaptive damping suspension. And the performance doesn't stop. It continues with a competition suspension, a high performance exhaust, performance tuned steering, configurable driving modes, and it doesn't just stop with performance. 8,700 pounds of towing, 1,590 pound payload. This is a third row family SUV. Yes, you're losing some clearance, but the performance numbers and non-performance capabilities that you're getting with the SRT Hellcat is by far one of the best blends in a third row vehicle. Now, the cons that come into play is you're still only getting a 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty, but then the pros is this is gonna be the most unique vehicle, because where are they? You never see these on the road. And I completely understand that you're not gonna see that many X5Ms, you're not gonna see that many AMGs, RSQ8s, but this is a little bit more unique because this slots in to compete against them with a huge savings. So you get this more special, unique, tuned SUV. You go on your vacation, come back and take this bad boy on the track. LED taillights is standard. The Dodge print is gonna go in between the light bar SRT Hellcat badging, and the lower gets the dual exhaust tips. Reverse sensors and a reverse camera. The only con that I have here is you have to still option a 360-degree reverse camera. Come on, Dodge. Now, it will lead me to a problem with this vehicle because you're at near $116,000, and I understand they were talking about discontinuing the vehicle, and now Stellantis is coming back with the V8, so they're gonna be throwing them into the 2026 variants and 2027 variants. That's all fine. But if you're doing a last run, maybe change up some of the exterior just to make it a little bit more unique for like a final call, like they were doing with most of their Hellcat variants, especially considering they only have 3 specialty trims when you go into the SRT Durango. Power liftgate going into 17.2 cubic feet of storage. Get a little storage nook right here on the side. Look at that, supercharged Hemi. We get a 12-volt charger. You get bag holders underneath the floor. It's a little bit of storage. Split fold the third row. Pull these here, push it in at a 50-50 split. That's going to increase cargo to 43.3 cubic feet of storage. Unfortunately, you will have to go into the back seats in order to maximize the cargo capacity to the 85.1 cubic feet. Pull these down, they'll fold down, and that will maximize the cargo capacity to the Durango Hellcat. We need to go inside, start up this SRT so you can hear that exhaust note. The key fob to the SRT Hellcat Durango. 12-way power seat adjustment for the front, heated, ventilated seats. This is the Performance Laguna seats. Get the SRT embossed. Contrast stitch, and it's gonna be nice and soft with the memory for the driver and passenger. Harman Kardon sound system. This is also an upgrade through that custom package. And the interior is gonna be a little bit dated, but I'm fine with it because of the performance that we're getting. Leg space on the passenger side, you can see it isn't actually that bad, as well as headroom. You get a full Alcantara headliner. And for the driver, you're gonna have the sport pedals with the red button to fire it up. .200 miles per hour speedo. This is unique to the SRT. The gauge cluster can go through an array of content for the driver, including the SRT timer for your settings, your messages, and it'll show the speedo. Going into a 10.1 informational display. This has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio. Climate control, you can either do it through here or here. It's a dual climate control in the front. And when you go into the vehicle or the SRT, this is going to be for the dashboard where you'll have the performance page. Here you can register everything. You can save it onto a USB, so that way when you take this on the track, and I would hope the owner would do so, you can see everything that you're going with on the actual performance here. Going back here, you have the race options. Just the RPM for your launch control up to 3,500 RPMs, or you can simply lower it down to the 1,500 RPMs. And then you can also change the actual shift pattern here. So I like how intuitive it is because it literally gives you everything all in one. Click onto your apps. You have a Wi-Fi hotspot, Amazon Alexa, and here's all the apps that you have. Put it into reverse, and you get a reverse camera. The trajectory does expand. You can't change any of the camera layout, and it's kind of a outdated look, especially for the price, but because you're getting so much performance, some of the things I hate to say you have to overlook, because when you're getting it at this discounted price, every vehicle compared to this is going to be $30,000 to $40,000 more. Glossy black around the air vents, and it circles into the gauge cluster. So I like the performance style. It is a driver focused setup. You have a exposed carbon fiber, glossy black going back into the air vents, auto dimming rear view mirror. Home link is going to be here. No LED interior lights. This is definitely going to start bringing some more cons into play, because when you got this type of older technology, you don't have LED interior lights, you don't have a full digital gauge reader. I get the performance, but now it's starting to irritate me. Wireless charging pad, USB ports, you got an area here for the key fob, and it's illuminated cup holders. So you'll have the ambient lighting, soft to touch, opens up to a pretty deep storage pocket, and you have a 12-volt charger here. And you can also lift for the first tier here that you can put like a smaller phone. Alcantara wrap steering wheel, multi-function. Large paddle shifts, SRT print. Wish this was leather though, because again, we're trying to make it not only look performance, but luxurious. Headroom, I have about 4 inches. I'm at 6'3". Door panel and dash, it configures it together nicely. You're gonna have soft materials on the top here, but then it goes into hard materials on top of the dash. Glossy black around the door handle and on the door handle. One touch up and down only for the front windows. Soft to touch here, you'll get more of that exposed carbon fiber with a medium-sized storage pocket and a beverage holder carved out. For the back seats, this is the opening that you have to fit 2 more. No manual sunshades. The door card is going to be identical to the front. Even the storage is basically the same. These seats are manual seat adjustments, and the seats are actually carved out in the front. So I have probably about 3-4 inches, and you got a little storage net here, some little hooks here, air vents, home plug, heated rear seats, and 2 USB ports. Cup holders here in the center with a storage, with another little storage area right here that you can hide smartphones. And you got basically the same size armrest that opens up to a pretty deep storage pocket with another 12 volt and a USB port. And it opens up into the top tier, so you'll have a little area for a smaller phone. Headroom back here, you got about 4 inches. Third climate control, you got it in the ceiling, so it makes it a little bit easier, and the air vents are right here. But unfortunately, these seats are stationed, so you can only adjust the seat back, which isn't bad. I mean, you could still probably fit decent in the back. For the third row, there's a red lever right here. Pull this, and you can lift these seats up. And now you have a lot more ability to get inside to fit 2 more. You're gonna have some cup holders back here, air vents, no charging ports, and it's gonna be all harder materials. Putting the seat back, you'll have at least 1 inch to ½ an inch of leg space. If the seat's all the way back, it's gonna be a lot more compromised. And headroom, I actually still have about 2 inches, so it's pretty good. 710 horsepower, 645 pound-feet of torque. Look what you get. It's an insane amount of torque. The damn thing just pushes you back like crazy. This is ready to rock and roll. My God, what you're getting is a symphony to my ear, plus performance that is beyond anything you would think of when you're considering a family SUV. And you can still conquer everything. Look, I'm just going over any kind of areas. You got 7.8 inches of clearance. You got towing capabilities, room for 6 to fit comfortably. Such a unique sound that comes into play. I mean, if this is not a symphony to your ears, you really need to get some things checked out, because this is a performance family vehicle. I get it, it's in the 6-figure price, but you could just go into the SRT. These are the more unique trims, and you would get a savings. It's gonna take me to some pros and cons. We've said a ton of pros on the channel. We're gonna talk about some cons now. It is outdated. This is the reason why I would just give the keys back. I feel like it just needs a lot more updates, especially here. You're adding plastic materials on the actual steering column for the horn, the dashboard. It could just have some more flair to it. I mean, Stellantis owns a lot of brands. So when you have that mixture, you can change this, adding some more components from higher performance vehicles, and it would make this look amazing. Maneuverability. The steering is light. The suspension just glides. Sound deadening is good. You got acoustic windows on the side as well as the front windscreen. You sit up high enough. I mean, that's another thing that's awesome about these type of vehicles, because you're not only getting the performance out of it, but you're getting the clearance. Because when you start thinking of a vehicle that gets in the 3.5 second margin, top speed around 180 miles per hour, usually you're gonna be pretty damn low to the ground, and that's not the case here. Brakes on the vehicle, it doesn't quite stop on a dime, but it weighs near 3 tons, so I can understand that. Turn radius at a stop point more or less, it's gonna get about 2 lanes. Let's rock and roll. Wow. Truly a gem. That's what's hidden underneath the hood of this vehicle. And even in the interior, it's so soft that whenever you're doing this high performance to it, you're not really scared, you're excited. It's comfortable, pushes you back in the seat, because I mean 645 pound-feet of torque will do that. 8-speed automatic transmission, you can change the shift patterns, plus the shifting itself does a phenomenal job. It literally knows what gear to go into. So you don't really have to play with these paddle shifts that is made out of plastic. Yet again, the cons kind of just roll in between the pros. That's why I can see these sitting on the lot, because I mean, people have forgotten about the supercharged V8 Hemi. And look at the exterior and interior. If you're all right with the styling, I like the plush seats, it is something that can push a buyer into buying this. But for a daily use, it's not going to be something practical, but yet again, at $100,000+ price, I don't think practicality is really what you're looking at here. 6 can fit comfortably in each row. You have plenty of headroom and legroom. That also is not the case when you're going into other variants, especially considering Mercedes-Benz, BMW, you have to go into an X7. Going to an X7 M60i to get the S68 engine that would be comparable to this, it's still going to be slower. Yes, it's going to have a better 50-50 weight distribution. That also has rear axle steering, so it kind of cheats. But then how long is the vehicle? And you're spending another $15,000 to $20,000. This is why it becomes a bargain deal. Going into the X5M competition, you're looking at least 130, 140 grand, especially to get comparable features to this. RSQ8, at least $150,000, a detuned Lamborghini Urus engine more or less. I was looking at those vehicles myself, but this is better. I mean, what is your thoughts, Issa?
Yeah, I feel like this is better, especially for the value that you're getting compared to the other cars that are supposedly competing against this monster of a vehicle.
And the sad thing is, they're competing against a vehicle that doesn't necessarily have the same class as them. That's how truly exceptional this vehicle is. Performance, luxury to another level. I mean, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out this next video right here. And I'd like to thank Mo here at Courtesy Dodge for giving us this 2025 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat for our car review.